Welcome to the FunkMMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, hosted by Funk Roberts, former professional athlete, certified MMA conditioning coach, and master of metabolic training. Funk is one of the leading conditioning coaches in the martial arts industry today and has a following of over 500,000 combat athletes around the world. His workouts and training principles have been used by many professional fighters, including fighters in the UFC, Bellator, and ONE FC, as well as World Muay Thai champions, Glory Kickboxers, and ADCC BJJ champions. Join me in welcoming your host, Funk Roberts.
We are live, people. Welcome to the Funk MMA podcast with your host, Funk Roberts, and I'm here with the Vietnamese Venom.
Wow, that's I got Venom gloves, so that counts.
Okay, the Vietnamese Venom.
The Vietnamese Venom. I don't think that's gonna. Oh, please don't make that stick. Please don't make that stick.
The Vietnamese Venom's in the house, ladies and gentlemen, and we're happy to announce that we have another awesome podcast for you guys, man. Yeah. We're really excited. We had Dave Leduc on the podcast. First of all, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah.
We've, I can't complain. As Philip here at Kokobo would say, another day in paradise, baby.
Another day in paradise, man. Yeah, that's what it is. Every day here in Thailand's a paradise, and we now have our makeshift podcast room.
Right, we have a little studio here. The people from the fitness retreat have arrived.
Yeah.
I've met everybody. Everybody's so
we're getting people
nice.
set. Yeah, we're getting people set up. They get training at Tiger, training at freaking
Dragon.
We got a
good group. We have a solid group. Everybody, the energy is really
keep talking
positive.
Yeah. Just the levels. You know when rappers go, yo, turn up my levels, turn up my levels. Yeah, turn it up. What?
Whoa, wow.
Dave Leduc is a Bareknuckle champion in Lethwei. Learned a lot about Lethwei. I didn't know. I mean, I knew some of the rules, but I didn't know about the rules.
I didn't know you could headbutt.
Yeah.
So as soon as he said you could headbutt, I was like, well, okay. I thought I knew. What I was thinking about was the Thai rope.
Yeah, that's different. That's
fight.
totally
so
different.
I thought, to be honest, before this, I thought it was the same thing.
Yeah, no, that's more me. That's Thai.
Yeah, that's Thai.
And this is Lethwei, which is Burmese Burmese bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
He's a world champion, and he just fought Cyrus Washington, who's also a high-level bare-knuckle fighter, but also a high-level Muay Thai fighter. Yeah. So anyway, it was good to get Dave's sort of journey.
Yeah, that was enlightening. I feel very motivated after listening.
Yeah, do you?
Like, just like sitting in on that and just hearing what he had to say and just like his path in such a short amount of time.
Yeah,
because like
he's only 26 or something, right?
Yeah, and only 20 fights total deep. Yeah. And so having 20 fights, that's to get to where he is now. That's a lot of ground covered in a short amount of time.
Totally. And I love that he talked about prison fights, and when he also fought in prison fights. Not also, but he fought in prison fights, which is Muay Thai in prison in Thailand. If you look at Vice, you can see those. Also on Showtime, there was a show, a great show. He was on that one. So getting that perspective was cool. We also talked a little bit about relationship
problems. Welcome to the FunkMMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, where we talk about how to make marriages work. With your host, Funk Roberts.
Yeah, man. It was good. It was just good energy in here. There was a lot of good energy, a lot of positive energy. His vision for what Lethwei is going to be, the growth of Lethwei, Japan, New Zealand coming up, maybe UK, obviously in Burma, and just it was just amazing, man.
Yeah, like opened a door of information that I didn't even know fucking existed until he came in here and we started talking. Like, I would have never known anything about what's going on in the current scene of Lethwei and Burma, and just a lot of information all at once.
Which is great. So that's why you guys are going to enjoy this. So make sure. And he was just on Patrick Cote, UFC fighter Patrick Cote's podcast. A lot of other, he didn't talk about this, but he got married after he fought on December 11th. His birthday was December 13th. He got married on December 13th in Burma. 30 million people watched it. It was a massive Burmese freaking wedding celebration. He didn't talk about it, but just like he is big in Burma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he can't even walk around the streets without people stopping and taking pictures, and and the fact that he started out as a kid in Gatineau, looking at Lethwei and saying, I want to do that, but how the hell am I going to get there? A little kid in Gatineau, Quebec, in Canada, 19 years old probably at the time.
When he started. So probably 19 when he was watching it.
And then it's just like, how am I going to do it now? Like, fast forward 4 or 5 years later, he's a champion. The world fucking Lethwei champion. It's insane.
Is a guy that knows how to live life, like he was saying here, like life's a game type of thing. Like it's almost like there's no boundaries and there's no limit for him, and there's nobody that, I'm just assuming right now in his life that nobody's there saying that he can't do anything. Right. And so when you don't have that, the possibilities are endless.
100%. That's so, man. I love that you just said that. That is it. When you have someone that gets out that there's no one there that says you can't do it, then you are gonna fucking explode. Yeah. Because you're just gonna keep doing things that you want to do that you're passionate about. That's cool. Anyways, we talked a lot here. So before we go, who's our sponsor, Andy? Who's sponsoring? Who's actually sponsoring this podcast today?
A little company called Revamp Nutrition Labs, which is
supplements.
An awesome supplement company.
Yeah. The best.
And actually, if you're listening now, we've started a contest. It's completely free to enter.
What do you win?
And you win our starter pack supplement line right now. So you get a choice between chocolate, vanilla, Lean Pro 30, which is 100% grass-fed New Zealand whey isolate, stevia sweetened, has a powerful probiotic formula. It's lactose-free, gluten-free. It's the best protein GMO. That you're gonna.
93% protein. 93%, with every freaking scoop.
28 grams of protein per serving. Yeah. I can go on for days and days. Totally. Taste fucking amazing.
Everyone says that.
So you're gonna win that along with Power Burn, which is MCT oil powder, which is you just had it in your coffee.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm flying right now. I've had a rough day. I've been like going all over the place today because I had my training session and it was a tough training session. I had to take some of these guys who just came here for the retreat. I had to walk with them to Tiger, to Dragon, to all these other places. So I haven't been nonstop pretty much for the first time. I've signed up for this, so that's okay. Right. Anyways, Power Burn really helped me. It's MCT oil powder. I like to take MCT oil powder, medium chain triglyceride powder, as opposed to MCT oil, because I don't get the shits, I don't get the runs, and it gives me super energy. As you can see, I'm talking really fast right now. I'm still talking really fast. I've been like 2 hours later, and I'm still talking fast.
You can tell in the podcast. Once you start playing this podcast, you can tell that he just had the coffee because he just rattles on at like a rate that my brain can't process at. And then you also win our Everyday Omegas, which is our fish oil supplement. Yeah. Fish oil is very good, joints, hair, heart, skin. It's not something you typically get through your diet, so it's always great to supplement with fish oil.
Totally.
Just a staple overall health product. So
it's like that baseline. What do you call it? The
foundation.
Yeah, there's foundation, like multivitamins is one. Fish oil is another, man, for sure.
And then just a revamped shaker bottle. So you'll win that pack absolutely for free if you go to revampnutritionlabs.com/enter-2-win. All you gotta do is submit your entry, which is just your name and your email, and then you'll be entered for your chance. And if you share the actual contest, then that will give you an additional entry to the contest. So everybody that signs up through that little portal, you get an extra entry, which obviously in turn gives you a better chance to win.
Awesome. All right, man. So let's here's the podcast.
Boom.
Peace. We are live, people. What's up? It's the Funkster here in Thailand, and I'm really excited today because we've got a beast of a guest on our show. But before we start this, I want to say what up to my boy Andy T. What's going on, Andy T?
Hello, everybody.
Andy T and I are actually sitting together. We're all cuddled together, and we're sharing a mic because
it's kind of weird, actually.
Because on the other side of the mic, we have our boy Dave King Leduc, Lethwei world champion. What's up, Dave?
Hey guys, I'll give you $20 later. Thanks for the intro. Thanks for the intro.
He is the king. Well, you know what? It's a soft intro, but we'll probably have like our own intro before this. But Dave, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Feeling great.
This is incredible to have you on the show. You were just on Patrick Cote's podcast, so I actually feel good. I feel like I'm in like the echelon of podcasts.
I'm warmed up now. Now we're gonna go even further.
You're gonna go even further. So just to start, you and I know each other. We've known each other for a while, right?
Like, don't know how many years, but for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I've been following you.
Yeah, each other.
Yeah,
I think I've been following you before we met. Actually, I was liking your really what you were doing. It was crazy, and I liked it. And then we met in Thailand for the first time.
That's
actually.
right. That was like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. We met.
Yeah.
Shot a video, and then actually, as you were liking my stuff, I remember we were liking your stuff, my wife and I. But you were Muay Thai at that time.
True. Yeah.
You were Muay Thai at that time, and now you are a Lethwei champion.
Only that I dedicate my career to that.
That's it. Everything. 100%.
Yeah, it's my calling.
So, what is Lethwei? Why don't we just start with like what that is? So from what I know, it's bare knuckle fighting. But
yeah, exactly.
Go into
but
the details.
So yeah, we can start with this. Basically, Burmese bare knuckle boxing. For those who don't know by now, they should know because it's like everywhere. It caught fire in the last year. It's you fight only with bare knuckle with a little bit of gauze and tape, like smaller than what you put before an MMA fight or something. Just to make sure that you don't scrape your knuckles on the teeth of the guy. Maybe you know. But still, if you hit the skull, if you hit the brain, you can break your hand. And then, like I have my knuckle all fucked up right now. I can swear.
Yeah, you can swear for sure. Let me see knuckle. Let me see that knuckle. Holy shit! Yeah, that one. Look at that. Jesus, Murphy, man.
It's crazy.
You look like a caveman knuckles, man. Those are like you've been dragging them on the fucking ground.
Yeah, and that's just punching. But yeah, so that's one of the biggest part because if you compare it to Karchuk Thai fight, it's big ropes. It's for the show. It looks cool. But it's like I never fought Thai fight, but my boy Anvar told me it's basically big gloves. You know, it's pretty heavy. It's not as versatile. You can clinch as well. It's pretty big. This is really like you feel so light. I can grab everything. I can grab everything. Yeah.
Dave's beautiful wife is here with us. How are you?
Good.
That's very cool.
And so this, but like people say also, you know, there's headbutts. So that's the craziest thing about Lethwei is because you're allowed to do headbutts and you're encouraged to do it because in the clinch, you know, it's like your third arm. You can like use it as a in the neck to make sure like you control your opponent. That's the craziest thing, but it's not the only thing that makes it controversial or like brutal. It's because there's no scoring system. There's basically I say no rules because it doesn't matter if you can do all those kicks, all those punches, although like I don't care about to like in Muay Thai. Don't get me wrong, I loved my time, I love my career with this, but like I had something calling me for this because I was not very traditional. Everybody, all my coaches were telling me like, you're not Thai enough. They actually like were telling me like you know, maybe they pulled me off one time for the fight at Max Muay Thai because I was not Thai enough.
Really?
I got the for the 4-man tournament, and he said you're not fighting because you're not gonna represent us well.
Right.
So that was crazy for me. I was pissed off.
Right.
And then I got the call for Lethwei. But my point is, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you finish with a KO or you bleed your opponent.
So okay, so headbutts count.
Yeah.
Punches obviously.
Yeah.
Knees,
everything.
elbows.
Yeah.
Clinch.
Yeah. It's the art of 9 limbs. You know, the Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs.
Because you get the headbutt. Is there like sweeps?
Yeah,
and
more
stuff too?
sweeps. It's more like sancho or sanda sweeps. You know, you can do everything you want except the double legs or like your wrestling takedowns.
Wow. And then so give us the rounds, like how.
Okay. So there's 5 rounds, same as Muay Thai's 5 rounds. But again, there's no like, you know, in Muay Thai I was at the 4th round I was okay. Now it starts. That's the round that counts in 4th round, or the first round is really to test yourself. Actually, in that way, you have to start the machine right away. Because first of all, if the longer you last, maybe you're gonna break your hands or you're gonna hurt your hands. Yeah. I put my hands in the ice bucket after every fight. You know, like it's pretty intense. But
that's incredible.
But again, if it does end without a knockout, it's gonna be a draw.
Right.
There's like up draws or down draw. So like if you really like demolish your opponent, it's an up draw. You can see.
Is that a win?
I mean, it's a win for the fans, yeah.
Right.
But like you like the finish, but yeah. But one of the other thing is basically there's wait, I forgot what I was gonna say. So the yeah. So there's basically there was no.
So there's an up draw. There's a
Yeah.
down draw, meaning if you were getting clubbed down and someone
Exactly.
knocked you, or you didn't get a knockout, but you were
Yeah.
getting beat up.
Yeah.
And those are the only two ways.
Yeah, that's the only two ways to win, basically.
win.
Yeah. The other thing I just remembered is there's because I just finished like a bit of a training, so I'm a bit all over the place. But I'm here. I'm on.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
basically, if you
Speak closer to the-
if let's say you knock me out,
Yeah,
I can take a timeout.
that's right.
That's what I was looking for. So basically, I can take a 2-minute timeout before the 5th round. I cannot use them on the 5th round. Only the 1, 2, 3, 4 to take care of a cut, to revive me, to pull my hair, whatever is legal to do, whatever you can do, and then I can go back in the fight. So basically, if you want to win, you have to knock your opponent twice.
You literally have to knock them out twice because they can get knocked out. I think I saw someone fight someone. They knocked them out. I don't even know if that was Cyrus. Was that even Cyrus Washington?
He knocked
someone
first,
out,
and then he lost.
and then he lost the fight.
The guy, it was a vicious spinning elbow
Yes.
by Cyrus. Props to that. And then, but he took it right on the temple to him, and he got up and he finished the fight. He won. That's one of the only time I think I actually saw a guy get knocked out and finished by winning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just need to recap here so I can figure this whole thing out. Okay, so
Fucked up.
how long's the round?
So it's 3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so 3-minute round. If I get knocked out within the first 4 rounds, I can take a 2-minute timeout, which is literally 2 minutes to recover.
Yeah.
And then I come back in and just
Like no problem.
and like no problem, no, and that knockdown doesn't count as anything because you have to.
There's
the
no
only
points.
way you can win.
Exactly.
There's no points.
Doesn't matter. You can drop me many times. You can kick me in the leg.
So kicks in the head too, head kicks, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything. More like it's
It's
there's
everything.
nothing. Everything goes.
And you're just wearing literally nothing.
Yeah, and the sweeps and like everything.
And is this
suplex?
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Really? Jesus.
There's
So
no double legs. There's like otherwise it's gonna look like a wrestling match.
So you can body lock somebody. Can you take somebody's back? You can take somebody's back and soup them.
Do it fast before the ref breaks you, because there's like if there's like no action, he's gonna separate you. But yeah, for sure, if you manage to take the back, you suplex the fuck out of the guy. And
So what would be like the premier area that like these fights take place? Like where are you flying out to
good
go
question.
and fight? Like
very good question. So basically, there's it's always been in Myanmar for people. It was called Burma back in the days.
Right.
For people that don't know, but now it's called Myanmar. They separated from like the military. The army was running the country. Now it's democratic.
okay, so
democracy.
military used to this democracy.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's open to the country. Tourism is flourishing, everything. And for all those years, it was only held there. They were bringing Thai people, Thai fighters from Thailand, and like it was like the big competition. And most of the times, the Burmese fighter would knock them out with the big headbutts, And so it's the big thing. But that's the main place. But this year we opened it in Tokyo, in Japan. So there was a promotion called Leduc in Japan that like we're already at 5 or we're doing the 6th soon. I say us because I'm really involved in the promotion of everything, but I'm fighting for them. Yeah. So this and next year is supposed to be New Zealand as well. New Zealand, and so that's right now the biggest weight in Litway. I'm the champion at 80 kilograms, so open weight.
I was about to ask that question. What are the weight classes?
Yeah, 80 and up.
80 and up. So you're 80 and up.
80,
so that
80
means
kilograms.
if a 100-kilo person
Would
comes
fight me. That's what happened actually. We can go about this later, but like in Japan, we talk all over the place. But
yeah.
I was supposed to fight in this time November 15th, sorry, and the guy like pulled through it, like he canceled it. I think it's fear. But
really?
I said I want to fight. Give me a 100 kg sumo from Japan. Give me somebody like a big like Pride style, back in the days. It's gonna happen soon, I think, eventually. But right now I think when it's going to open in New Zealand, there's going to be added weight class because there's a lot of big guys there.
Totally.
But historically, back in Myanmar, there was not a lot of big guys, 70 kg, 75 kg. So that's what he put open weight, 80 and up.
Right. Just like, okay, well, if we get someone who's 80 and up, then we'll just throw them in there. And you actually happen to be.
Exactly.
Okay, so All right, this is crazy because. So this was something that was really close to Burma, and just some Thai people would come. But what about foreigners? Like, are you the first big foreigner to be just to fight, let alone be the champion, but just to fight?
So there's back, like I said, they were flying Thai people, but they were also flying once in a while like champions from Russia, from New Zealand, from it was a lot of foreign fought the champion at the time, Tun Tun Min.
Yeah,
and. He amassed like a record of 110 fights with 86 KOs.
Wow.
He was really good. His first loss was in a festival fight against American fighter Cyrus Washington.
Cyrus,
Exactly. And Cyrus first did a nice spinning kick.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Really nice kick, and then they did a rematch, and. Did a spinning elbow, but then he revived again.
Saw that.
So that was cool. So, but then then I came like in 2016, and I fought at the first World Championship in Myanmar after the country opened up against Tutu, the 75 kilogram champion. Okay. I hope you guys follow me.
Yeah, we're following.
So that was like the first thing. I only had like 10 fights at a time. They had to fake my record to sit at because I'm gonna fight him. He was 36-0, undefeated.
So before you go there, you said you had 5 fights before, 10 fights.
I was at like 10 or 11.
And 10 like Muay Thai fights?
Only Muay Thai.
Okay, so you'd never fought.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. The reason why I got that call. No, I never fought. The reason why I got that call is because I fought prison fight.
Okay, we're gonna get there. This is insane. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
But basically, back in the days in 2014, I fought prison fight, and the promoter called me. He's like, "You up for another challenge?" I'm like, "For sure, let's go." He's like, "We had that guy. Nobody wants to fight him. He's 36-0, 2-2, and he's like he only fights that way." And I'm like, so people that don't know, I was from a kung fu background back in Canada. Okay, a lot of like fish hook, eye gouge. I love that intensity of like be ready for the streets, mostly for the streets, and then we adapted for the ring. So it resonated to me to fight in prison or to fight at Litway. And I was always training headbutts with my coach Sifu Pat. Sifu Patrick Marcel
in Montreal, in Canada. Big up.
So we're always training that, always intense, fighting like a lot of like Bareknuckle back session just to reinforce the wrists and everything. So I was watching Litway fights back in Canada, and I knew about Tutu. I knew about Tutu.
This is years ago?
Yeah, years ago, 2013 maybe. And so when you want something, you visualize it. I knew I wanted to fight there, but I was like a small town guy from Gatineau. How the fuck am I going to get to Burma, which is closed down to foreigners? And it seemed impossible, I just continued, and at the time I saw like my friend Matthew, who passed away, Matthew Richardson, Canadian fighter.
Oh my God, yes.
My brother, like we came to Thailand for the first time together, and he fought Tutu. Rest his soul. He broke his arm with a kick. So I saw those fights. I'm like, shit, it's gonna be. I would like to go there. So fast forward 2016, I got the call to fight him after he fought my boy Matthew.
That's amazing.
The fight happened, and I was like taking it like let's fight, and he didn't touch me. He didn't touch me. I don't know how. My reach helped and everything, but I mean, he fought bigger guys, like 6'5" guys back in the days, and he knocked them out. I think you have to be unorthodox a bit, and all the things that the Thai coach were telling me. But my coach Pat always told me, keep your essence. And guys, people are watching right now. If you're a fighter and like do what's true to you. I didn't like to be just like everybody else.
Totally.
So keep your essence.
Totally.
For training, for everything.
Yeah, 100%, man. I couldn't be. Yeah, that's like Andy's fighting Muay Thai, and he's 100% not traditional, and he's going to show people that you can fight Muay Thai different ways and still be and not traditional.
Big time.
That's incredible. Okay, so what blows me away is because I love the fact that you were watching this Lethway stuff and you were following it and you wanted to do it, but like you said, you're like I'm from Gatineau. How the hell am I? Probably you just been out of school or whatever. Yeah. How am I ever going to get to the other side of the world? But you kind of like, maybe without even thinking, or maybe you already knew the path, you were like, okay, let's go to Thailand.
Yeah.
Let's start with Muay Thai, right? So you're just kind of like, you did things that got you closer and closer.
Ring experience and everything.
Ring experience, your Muay Thai. Next thing you know, you're in Thailand, which is freaking an hour away, whatever, from Burma.
Yeah.
And then you continue to do all these different fights, and it brings you the path. You know, like some people think, oh, you should like, okay, I want to go to Burma, so this is the path that I have to take.
Yeah.
But sometimes the path goes all over the place, and then all of a sudden you're here and you're like, holy shit.
Well said.
I'm here, you know what I mean?
Well said,
And
yeah.
that's
and if
really
you go
what
too
happened.
fast, you wouldn't get that big fight, for example, because you don't get that promotion behind you. Like,
100%. It was
all-
supposed to be.
I almost didn't get it actually because I was unexperienced.
Right.
And
But that the
don't give a
Thai
shit.
fights, the prison fights is what
Yeah.
you needed.
True.
That's insane, man. I love that. I love stories like that.
So again, for the fight, basically, we got bottles like throwing on the ring. My wife told me, Dave, did you see all the bottles? I know I didn't see. I was so focused. But like after that fight, he was. We ended up in a draw, but basically he was disfigured. You know, like it was a draw because he's like one of the toughest guys I've seen. 2-2.
Right, yeah.
But I'm like, how did he not fall? I don't know. God knows. I don't know.
Like you
but,
just tuned them up all fight.
yeah, jab, big, like he's all the fight, big teeps in the face and anything. But at the end of the fight, we did our respects to each other. But like bottles were like, shit. How the fuck did that guy nobody like just beat up? I guess that's what we're saying. I didn't say anything, but he told us, please stay in the back because you don't want to get out in the street right now. There might be a riot or something.
Really?
Yeah, that
it was
much.
that bad.
Yeah.
Because that's their champion. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense. It's their champion. You just like this.
They even said, and trust me,
shit.
they said if you go to a local restaurant, there is a big star here. Make sure that you check what you eat.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. They might want to. I don't know. Poison. He didn't want to scare us, but my
Yeah.
wife was a bit scared.
For sure. Well, yeah. You gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said I've started a diet now. But
So you got out of there, obviously.
yeah, everything was good. Actually, it was not that bad. Like they were taking pictures and they were like, because again, if you're respectful, I was like thanking everyone and they accepted us. It took a little while, but they accepted us well. But after that, I was going outside. I saw Tun Tun Min. Similar names, Tutu, Tun Tun Min. Tun Tun Min was the 80 kilogram champion.
Okay.
Open weight
Right.
at the time. And I don't know. I had to say something to him. I don't know why.
You
I just
called
went.
him
I
out.
went. I went to see him. I said, "Good fight, bro." And that's it. He doesn't understand much.
Right.
And he did like a 30 seconds headbutt KO to that Thai champion.
Okay.
You know, just a big headbutt KO. I'm like, I don't know. I felt I have to say. And little did we know, when they paid me at the end of the night, he said, "By the way, you're fighting next month or 2 months. You're fighting Tun Tun Min."
That's it.
So like, okay, so let's do this.
Yeah, you're up for anything. Right? It seems like you're up for. You love the. Is that what it is? Have you always been like that? Like up for the challenge, love the challenge, like love things that are like outside of the norm. Because like I said again, we've been talking about, not being traditional outside the norm.
Yeah.
Not wanting to stay in Muay Thai but go to Lethwei outside of the norm. Prison fights. So yeah, okay, I'll do Muay Thai, but let me just do prison fights instead. I don't want to fight fucking regular. Let me go to the prison and fight.
Yeah.
Like, have you always been that way growing up?
I mean, yeah, I always want to be. I mean, if we can go in there, like
Let's go there.
First of all, if you're normal, you don't get to go on the podcast with Funk. You know what I mean? If I'm a normal Thai fighter, you don't get that.
Totally, man.
So
I agree
there's so
with you.
many Falang that there's so many people that are in part of the mold. I don't want to be part of the mold.
Right.
And if you're part of the mold, you don't get to marry the most beautiful
I know.
Russian girl in the world.
Absolutely. You know what you said that beautifully. I always try to. You say like everyone's put on this earth to be exceptional. Like everyone is put on this earth to be above average. There's something on but everyone rather just settles. They just settle. And in order to reach your potential, to be above average, you have to put work in.
Yeah.
You've gotta step outside your comfort zone. You gotta put the work in. You gotta do things that are uncomfortable. You gotta take risks. You gotta take chances. But that's the only way you're gonna reach your potential.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're gonna learn and you're gonna take everything you learn and you're gonna and that's exactly what you just said there.
You have to be also a psycho a bit.
Yeah, of course. Of
crazy.
course. And you do. And I think we all have that inside of us when we're passionate about something. When we're passionate about something, we get like a little bit crazy about it. No matter what it is, whether it's knitting, whether it's making, bags. But if you're passionate about it, you're just like, shit, I gotta make a bag. I gotta knit.
Exactly.
Right? It's the same thing with what you're doing. And I think that's incredible. And so you've been like that since you've been a kid?
I think what triggered it is I got kicked out of my house at 19, 18. I didn't get along with my dad.
Okay.
And funny enough, like we didn't speak for 3 years, and I thought I was never going to speak to him again. I eventually made peace with that, and I'm very happy about this.
Absolutely.
But what I think made me thrive for greatness was because I knew that he was keeping a close eye on me, even though like I'm his son, and so I wanted to make the front of the newspaper, because he was always looking at the newspaper, but I didn't speak to him. Right. So with prison fight, with all these things, I was on the front cover of the magazine, of the newspaper. So I was just like, it's like a booyah, I was I was happy, like I had the last word in a way. Totally. And that I think stayed with me. Like I want to be the best, and I wanted to be different, because that's the only way I was gonna get the attention of the upper hand on my family, I guess.
Totally.
But that's just, I guess, ego. We all have that little trauma in our life, and that's.
I think it's good though, the fact that you still wanted to have a connection with your dad.
Yeah.
It sounds like you still needed that connection, but the way you did it was, okay, well, how can I still make my father proud?
Yeah, because if I would call him, I would lose. I don't want to have that but it's true. Yeah. I wanted to do it without having to
call him. Yeah. So you just said, okay, well, I got to make the front of the newspaper.
Exactly.
I got to make the front of the newspaper without going to jail.
Exactly.
But you did actually go to jail.
No, I didn't go to jail.
You wanted to do it legally.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
You want to do it legally. So growing up, did you do martial arts growing up? What
I did it for a little while. Japanese jiu-jitsu, like self-defense, and then stopped to play baseball in States. I played in baseball. Loved it.
So that was your sport, was baseball?
Yeah, I was a pitcher, and loved it. But I didn't see the ending of it. It was I was throwing pretty fast, and maybe like 85, 86 miles per hour, but you need to be having 95 miles.
Totally.
So
and that was in Quebec.
That was in Pennsylvania and all these. I was playing in the States,
right.
But I played in Montreal too.
Right.
But then it was like the age of like the going out and the friends. So I fell in love with like the partying and stuff.
Totally.
And my friend, what was cool at the time was not baseball. It was like, you want to fight.
Oh, right.
So he said, come try with me the Patenaude martial arts, which was like the Sanchu Kung Fu gym and MMA.
Okay.
And that's where we started. 17.
So you're from Gatineau. You didn't go to Montreal.
No.
Did you party in Montreal?
As often, but no, it was mostly Gatineau.
It was mostly Gatineau.
For people that don't know, it's like near Ottawa, the capital of
totally.
Canada.
Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. So then, after baseball, you kind of said, okay, let me try this martial arts.
Yeah.
And then how old were you then with that?
At 17, and what's funny at the time is I didn't want nothing to do with striking. I only wanted to do sambo.
Oh, really?
I was only doing the ground game.
Right.
And then my coach at the time was like, okay, whatever you want to do. And I like did it by myself. Now it's like, I still love the ground. I do it, I practice it, but fuck, I love that.
You love striking.
Let's bang in the face for 15 minutes, see who's the real man.
That's insane, man. I love that. That's a real fighter right there, man. That's a real fighter. Okay, so then when did you pick up Muay Thai? How did that evolve?
To be honest, like we never trained specifically Muay Thai. We just trained like Sancho and MMA and with elbows and stuff. So when I did my first trip to Thailand, because
what year was that?
2013.
Okay.
I was 21.
You're okay, I was going to ask you how old. So you're 25 right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at 21, I did my first trip.
Yeah.
But Muay Thai was still illegal in Canada. Probably is going to still be for a long time.
Yeah.
And never trained Muay Thai specifically.
Right.
And went for a month, and I fought with the South Korean guy, and I won.
Right. Did you? Okay. I was about to jump somewhere else, but I'm going to hold back. I was going to say, didn't you fight Cyrus Washington in Lethway?
Yeah, we'll tell you.
Okay.
That was last fight, actually.
My head was okay. Sorry. Okay. So then you would always come to Tiger.
Yeah, exactly. I always came since 2013. I was at Tiger.
And what brought you here? Like, what made you come to Tiger Muay Thai?
I don't know if you know Tariq. He's from Toronto. Tariq Ismail is my boy, and was with Tariq and Matthew Richardson. Actually, we came, the three of us, to Tiger. And Tariq is the one that plugged me to Tiger at the time.
Okay.
I didn't know where to go. And,
yeah. And then you've been here ever since?
Every time I came, third trip.
This is your third trip. So when did you? So hold on a minute.
Yeah. Never left. Yeah, that's the thing. Third trip and never left.
So how did that come about?
The 2013 trip. Then I came back, fought prison fight.
Okay, let's talk about prison fight since we're at that juncture. So the second time you came here, is that when you fought prison fight?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How did that happen? What was the thing behind that?
I don't know for people that saw that Vice prison fight.
We did, yes.
Documentary is pretty viral, and I saw it too at the time. And
The first one, right?
Yeah, the
Okay,
first
right.
one. I was like, shit, I want to be in there again. Same vibe as when I was watching Leduc.
Right.
I want to be there, but again, who do I contact? There's there's nothing. So I was like, I just need to win as many fights as possible. So I just starting to fight. It was,
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, in
It was-
Thailand.
I had 2 fights at the time, or 1 fight. So I just started fighting. I was winning by KO, and then I actually maybe Tiger helped a bit because I was like it's a more famous gym, and
Right.
I got through the contacts, and we got in touch with the promotion, and they pitched me and everything, and we
They
found-
pitched you.
Yeah.
So you were just like, you called to say I'd like to fight, and they were
Yeah.
actually pitching you to come.
No,
fight.
we my contact Tiger and everything. They pitched us
they
we have
pitched-
that guy that wants
right.
to fight it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shit, what was I gonna say about prison fights?
But it went part.
Yeah,
Thing
please.
again. If it's just funny, we never spoke about this. I never spoke about that to anyone actually, but it's funny. That's one of the events that actually was the most that marked me the most in my career, because that was like the first thing that really, like I said, it marked with the newspaper with my dad and everything.
Yeah.
But this thing actually almost didn't happen again because they gave me, okay, you're fighting, everything's good, but then before 2 days before or something, they said you're not fighting. It's canceled. We're gonna get you on the next one, but again, there's none. Before that, since that fight, there was there's no prison fight. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and I just persisted, and I said, you have to. Sometimes you have to lie. You have to make sure. Like I said, guys, I paid a trip to Singapore, free visa run. Guys, you have to. If you want something, you have to fucking make your own way.
You've got to hack your way in.
Yeah.
So then they said, okay.
I got it, yeah. And we went in there with Sean, my boy
Yeah,
from Toronto,
Sean, yeah.
and they were actually filming a documentary on him for the prison fight thing.
Totally.
That was a crazy event because we come here, we're warming up with the same room as the prisoners, but they're singing, the singer there, like for the show, singing Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way. You're like, where am I?
Well, we had other podcast that were talking about when you fight in Thailand, everyone has a story, like some crazy story about where they fought or what happened in the fight.
Yeah.
That's so surreal.
It's
like
crazy.
Someone singing I Want It That Way.
Like you're the most crazy spot ever inside a maximum security prison, and I hear Backstreet Boys. I did not expect that. Yeah.
So, what's the feeling? How does it feel walking into a prison, going, knowing that you're gonna fight in front of prisoners? Like, what is that feeling? Are you scared? Or is it what's going through for you?
Good question. Like we come in, we see that big blue metal door, and people, if they can visualize it, there's a big door, and there's like a barbed wire on top, and there's like a couple guards that say, "Give me your phones, give me everything you have. You're going in." They open the door, and I just remember going in, and I see this like wall of prisoners looking at the door, and we come out one by one. You feel like you're alone, like if they want to jump you, they want to riot the fuck out of you, you're done. There's
totally.
like three guards,
That's
we go in. I remember I have goosebumps talking about it. Like you just go in and like, okay, where the fuck am I? I'm in the middle of nowhere, like 2 hours from Bangkok.
Right.
I can like die right now. Nobody's gonna know.
And is that what's kind of going through your head, or you're just like
looking back? Yeah, but I don't know. Fuck.
And then, so as you're walking through,
Yeah.
where do they take you? Do you
They take
remember?
you to that like little room with they improvise some punching bags.
Right. So they're not even punching bags.
Yeah, they put it, but you see that's recently done. It's like the new gym they have there. And they're like, okay, guys, warm up. But I see the opponents, everybody
there.
were in the same room.
So you walk in the prison. I'm just trying to figure. I just want to try to get that feeling because I've never been through a prison fight, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But walking through and then so right away you're like, okay, go over there and start warming up, and then you're just like putting your bag down and all right, you're just kind of like, are you guys looking at each other? Like are all the Farangs, I guess, looking at each other?
Like,
I was what the hell's gonna happen?
I was with Anvar. He's now Glory World Champion.
Anvar,
and me, Sean, like another Iranian guy, Mexican guy. So it was pretty diverse.
Right.
But again, we come in and we're like, shit, where are we? And we're listening to Backstreet Boys. So and we're about to make history with that fight, and we don't know where we are. But fast forward, we did the fight. The guy was a guy for methamphetamine. He was there for like 10 years.
Right. Okay.
For drug trafficking.
Yeah.
He fought maybe like I think around 100 fights. He was, then he got into the wrong side of the law.
Wait a minute. I think because I watched the
Showtime.
The Showtime with you in it. I didn't know you were in it until I saw. I was like, wait a minute, that's Dave. And then
I didn't see it. Is it a long part? I didn't see it.
It's just you beating up whoever you fought,
okay.
And it's just it was more about the prisoners. Yeah. That one was more about the prisoners, but I think the one prisoner with the meth, I think is the one you fought. Okay. It might have been the one you fought, or maybe someone else fought him.
Okay. Was it a good show? Yeah, because it was
very good.
It was aimed for that guy. For
it's a one guy. Yes, yeah. It was a very good show. Yeah, it was a very good show.
So, just quick question, like emotionally, did it change how you felt that? Because you knew you were fighting a prisoner, you knew you were fighting a guy that's locked up. It's not like an average day where, like, you fight, then you say bye to the guy, and he gets to go home, you get to go home. Mm-hmm. Like, did that change anything mentally for you, or?
Good question. I fight like I want to give my best all the time. The only thing it made me, I think actually looking back, it made me more like, okay, this guy's fighting for his freedom. I was fighting for a couple $100. He fought for his freedom. That's different, So, because if he wins, if he would have won, his sentence would have been reduced, over time. The more fights he wins, the more time he gets off his sentence. Right. So I was like, shit, it's the biggest thing. He doesn't have to fight for money. So I fought more intense, I think. But I didn't care. Like for me, he deserves my 100%, and if he beats me, then he deserves to get the time off. But otherwise, I don't give a shit. Like I'm there. I don't want to get, not because you're a prisoner that I'm gonna get cut for you. You know what I mean?
Totally. That's amazing. Okay, so after prison fights, now you're in Thailand. Now you're training at Tiger, and then Lethway calls you, or that is your calling. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about how you train for a Lethway fight. Okay. Like, what's the training regime there?
It's a bit different. I'm a bit like I'm on my own because they don't. My Thai trainers right now, they don't really know. They're all impressed when I headbutt the bag, or I'm like, oh my god, they come, they call the other guys. Look, watch this. Like I don't want this. I want a guy that pushes me to tell me. But they're doing a good job. Sawat is my coach, and. Now he knows how to hold the pads. At first, it was an adaptation. Even though it was part of whole old school, more Baran. Right. But it's not nowadays. It's not even near like what they teach.
Right.
So a bit more intense, more like a lot of headbutts. I try to do it with like Bareknuckle or with MMA gloves as much as possible. Okay. But I try to save the knuckles too.
Okay. So you use my MMA gloves more than anything.
Yeah. Right. But and this and. I mean, the regimen, a lot of like neck strengthening.
We've seen the video, man. We saw that. If I'm gonna post it on my Instagram page.
Nice.
Like what's going on there, man? That's insane. I love it. Like it's so. Oh my god, that's real shit.
Yeah.
So you guys can't see it, but he's got like marks from because some people are like, oh, I don't know if that's real or not, but that's real.
Yeah, I always did that, and also he finished with, like, we don't have the video, but, like, he chokes me, like, just a normal rear naked choke, everything to strengthen that neck. Right. I'm a bit outside. I don't care what people think.
Why would you do that to strengthen the neck? What is that, just to take punches, to be able to take more punches, to be able to clinch?
If you really want to know how I do it, how I train, like, people, I don't care what they think, and I actually believe that that's the way people should train, a bit more intense, a bit more psycho, and like more in the head. It's all cool. Like I cannot kick 30 times on the pad. I don't look that good on pads,
Right. Yeah.
I'm honest. It's about like how you perform in the ring. Totally. There's a lot of guys that were so good on pads, but then you get one jab in the nose and they're fucking pussies.
1,000,000 gajillion %. I've seen it many times. I look at guys and they're like cracking the pads, and then I watch them on Glory or on Lion Fight, and it's like, this cannot be the same fucking guy I'm watching hitting pads, but it's a whole different. It's up here, man. You know what I mean?
I think it's 90% mental, 10% cardio.
Totally. For sure.
The thing I do is like a lot of like mostly the weights.
Yeah.
The thing that we show in the video is like sometimes, not every day, because I still feel it after 5 days, after 3 days. Yeah. But a lot of like you bite the big weight and you lift it for your back of your neck.
Right.
So that helps if you in the clinch, if you get your neck bent.
Right.
But also people neglect the front. So a lot of like just laying down and you do yeses and nos without touching the floor.
Right.
that like the front, you know, the muscle more than me.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah.
And that because if you get punched, that's the first two big piece of muscle here that absorb the
front.
punch.
Yeah, so the two muscles in the front of the neck.
It's a big name. It's a long ass name.
Yeah,
Trekkie, you know.
I don't know it right now.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So now when you fight, I'm just trying to visualize, how do you set up these headbutts? Is it all from the clinch, or do you do like punch combinations into headbutts? Like is there a system to it, or is it all clinch to headbutts? Or
to be honest, I try to train like a lot of like combos and then follow up with the headbutts, but in practice it's way more often that it's from like I have my hands on my opponent. So if I'm like I have his neck or I have his clinch, I just set up my headbutts. It's mostly in the clinch, but like that's why like we're talking about the neck, just to finish on that. That's mostly that's the biggest part, I feel, because like people say, you know, you have a good jaw or a good chin. It's not the chin, it's the neck. And people have weak ass necks, and they don't train that often. I'm the only one most of the time that stays after class to do his weights on his neck.
Right.
You know, and that's I think that's the main thing, and that's what Litway fighters or Burmese guys were doing for ages,
right.
And that's why they were mostly fucking up the ties or the foreigners that were coming up, because they're not the most technical. I'll admit, they're right because it was closed for many years. Right. They're not technical that much, but fuck, they're tough. You know, they put pepper in their eyes to simulate blood in their eyes.
That's amazing, man. So it's a different style. It's a whole different style of training if you want to be successful, right?
It's exactly. It's more mental, more like pain threshold. Pain resistant, like but again, you have to have those techniques. But I say in the video, like at the same level of cardio, the same level of technique, it's who wants it the most. Totally. Who's the toughest guy that's gonna take a beating? Because you know, like we talked about the video, a knockout can happen, but can you come back and finish?
That's right, because that's what happened. You get knocked out. But
that's real life shit.
That is real life shit. You get 2 minutes. Well, sometimes you don't get 2 minutes, but in this case, you do get 2 minutes. What's it feel like to get like a solid freaking 1-2 in the face?
Bareknuckle. I really.
What's it feel like to get it?
And
then what's it feel like to give it?
I try to avoid it as much as possible because it's a short career otherwise.
Totally.
I really take pride in being able to be like the new generation Litway fighter, because back in the days it was like they're fucked up, you know.
They just go one-on-one, just back wounds. And forth.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to be different a bit, like avoid it, choose your shots. So it's not like
Okay. Dave Leduc.
Yes.
Get back on the mic, baby. Tell us about you hanging yourself.
Yeah, because we're talking about, you asked me how do you train your neck and everything, and I try to do I'm a bit unorthodox in my methods. I think of training, and I think, like I said, if you're unorthodox, if you want to have something that like you never had, you have to do something you never did. Totally. And if you want to be different, you have to use different methods. So it was funny because off mic we said like back when I started, my coach set up like a bungee rope from the roof, the ceiling, inside, and set up like a pool noodle on top of the surface of the knot, and you would put your head there and lift your legs as you wish to resist as much as possible the neck thing. And I think I did like back then like 10 seconds, and otherwise you like it hurts.
So the higher you lift your legs, the more tension.
The more your weight is pulling you through the neck.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't try it. Actually, I should have let it gradually, but I just lift my legs completely right away. I was hanging from it. That's not crazy. That's smart.
You probably should have just hung first.
Yeah.
And then, but you just went, fuck this. I'm gonna do V.
Hanging from the neck. And
that's gangster. Watch out.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's gangster. That's what that is, man. That's amazing. Okay, so so your training methods are a little bit unorthodox, which is great. You know, with the way you think, using the old Burmese style of training, like strength and conditioning, because that's really what it is.
It's pretty much getting the fuck beat out of you, pretty much.
During training. During training, without like make.
Yeah, we still want. I'm a professional about it. You don't want to have a short career as well.
Totally.
People. I make those videos, but people don't know how I am on the real side. I think very like professional, and you have a good diet, good rest.
I think say all this. So let's talk about diet and
rest.
And, What's
happening? I pretty much eat whatever I want because I'm open weight. So I'm around 80, 85.
Yeah.
So I eat a lot of like potatoes, a lot of carbs. I like to eat good, but like when we arrive closer to the fight, I try to do more vegetables. To get leaner, it looks better on the fight.
Okay, so you're all about look too,
pretty much.
And power. But I think it's good that you eat clean, especially close to the fight, only because you want to keep inflammation down. You want to have the energy. You want to have a clear mind. When you poison yourself with other foods, I shouldn't say poison, but when you're eating all that other foods, it does inflame you. It does cloud up what's going on here. And for something that you do, you have to be really focused, right? It's always something that you need to be focused because Andy and I were talking about this the other day. Like sometimes in a fight, if you literally lose focus for 2 or 3 seconds,
the end of you maybe.
That could be the end of you, especially when you're using just pretty much bare knuckles, right? True. So I like that you do that. Do you go on runs? Do you do long runs?
I run a lot, yeah.
You
run a lot because I think that's good for like clears my mind and it makes good for cardio. But a big thing I think for Litway or any kind of sport, I think it's rest between the fights.
Okay.
After the fight, I take like a month off.
Really? Month off of training completely?
Completely. That's me. I mean, I shouldn't do this probably, but I feel really good about it. And I think ultimately you should eat whatever makes you feel good and makes your mind feel good. And like we went to Russia after our last fight. Did I train? I think I was like getting crazy at the end. I was doing push-ups in my bedroom.
Right.
I mean, I was going crazy, literally. And she's like, "Hey, you need to go back to training."
Yeah, right. You can see.
And
Говоришь по-русски?
Чуть, да.
Чуть по-русски.
Как ты говоришь?
I learned from a friend. Is that what you asked me?
Yeah. How you know?
Just from we're not going to talk this about this. I had a Russian girl that taught me a lot. My wife will kill me when I. But yes. Говорю чуть-чуть по-русски. For all you Russian folks out there, we love you.
Yeah.
So
we were saying, so the rest period, like, I mean, a couple of weeks, it feels good. It makes you feel like the battery recharged. And I eat a lot of, like, I poison myself, I think, with chocolate.
Yeah, for sure. After a fight, of course. It's not, but when you're ready to get back into it, that's the key.
One thing I think it's big is like I never want to do like not overtrain, but like to get tired of like training. I think one thing that like saves me a bit of my head is that like when I go back to training, I fucking crave it. I crave it. I want to be back. Like, and a lot of guys, they fight, and then 2 days later, I mean, I'm nothing wrong with that if that works for them, but eventually you get maybe like, I don't know, mini depression, or like, fuck, I want to take a little break. You don't want it to hate it as well,
Right.
It's a different thing, I think, for physical activity, like in strength and conditioning. That's like a lifestyle. But I think for fighting,
I think I agree with you. I think it's really good to take some time off and actually crave coming back. So when you're coming back, you're hungrier. You know what I mean? I don't think you lose too much. Nah. You're not going to lose that much after, especially
muscle memory
for so long. You're not going to lose that much. A week in, you're going to be able to get back into what you're doing. Plus, this is something that what you're doing. It's kind of like, I don't know how much more technique you have to learn. It's like now it's just continuing to fight, continuing to adapt to whoever you're fighting, and just keeping your body and mind strong, right?
True, exactly. It makes a lot of sense. You're gonna learn as you go, but like it's especially if you fight every 2 months. Like last year, I've been fighting every 2 months.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, how many Lethwei fights do you have?
Now I think I'm at 6 or 7.
And that's a lot, right? Like, is this a sport where you can fight every week, every month, Good
question. Very big right now. Like I said, it's exploding. It really caught fire last year. Letway is all over the news. Everything, like every newspaper. Like I had an interview with Forbes the other day, because now they're looking at like the economic growth of Myanmar because of Letway.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a big. Thailand they benefited a lot on Muay Thai.
100%.
Gyms and hotels.
Yeah, look at this place. Look at this street. The street alone.
This here, Cocoville, is because of Muay Thai, probably.
100%.
So same thing for Litway, and that's what I see. I have a vision for Myanmar. We're moving there, by the way. We'll talk about this.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a vision for the country with the sport, so yeah, that's what we're saying. We're saying that there was not a lot of shows. It was like maybe once every 6 months or once every. But because we opened Tokyo, it kind of like it made me busy every 2 months.
Okay.
And if somebody's looking into like getting into this, like, do you have a crazy guy, a crazy psycho listening to this that wants to fight and has like, I mean, get your branding up, because at the end of the day, the more you're in demand, the more chance you're gonna have a bigger fight and bigger purse and everything. So it's possible to have fight often, but you have to make yourself in demand. You know what I mean? Like
100%. So how much can someone make with Lethway?
I mean, I cannot talk. I'm under contract for Tokyo and for Japan and everything for me, but I can say that for example, I think
more than Muay Thai.
Oh, definitely. Like, I got a fight for my two. I don't know if I can say, but I mean, no, I can say like for their first debut, I got them a fight for $2,000 US.
Okay, that's good. You know? Yes.
Yeah, and I remember my first Muay Thai fight, I made 200 US.
Baht, maybe.
Yeah, 200 Canadian, actually.
I think I made 500 baht.
No. I think it's like 6,000 baht or something.
Yeah,
so it's like 200 Canadian or something. But definitely, like I said, and the reason is because those magna or those businessmen from Burma, from Myanmar, they have the money. Their pockets are full because it was closed for many years, and now they're like, shit, I want to bring country. I want to bring foreigners. You know, they pay your flight, they pay everything, like big promotion.
So you just said you had two friends. Is that what you just said? You got two friends
from Tiger? Yeah, I got Victor Nunez, who fought Sanchai back in the days. He fought his debut and at the same night as me.
Okay.
As not my debut, but we fought on the same card last August. And Monica, a girl from Tiger.
I watched her fight. Yes, I watched her.
So I brought them with me for the second world championship of Myanmar.
That's amazing. So if I'm someone like listening to this podcast right now and I'm like, okay, man, like, you know, Muay Thai is great or kickboxing is great or MMA is great, but I'm a little crazy. I want to do the Lethway thing. What would you tell them their path should be? I know you're saying like brand yourself, but there's only so much you can do in like, you know, Utah. Or Florida. Like, how do you think they should come here and start getting closer to Myanmar?
I would say right now,
reach out to you, maybe. Say, hey,
reach out to me first.
What's your Instagram?
King Leduc.
And what's the best way to reach you?
I think they can go directly there and message me.
King Leduc.
Okay. There's a message.
At King Leduc.
I started my management.
I was about to say, this is so you have a management company. So the best way, if you're listening to this right now and you want it, we're not ending now. I just wanted to get this out. Is to message Dave and, you know, kind of he'll hold your hand into, you know, here this is what you got to do, man. This is you gotta
Nomad Lethway. We got like
you gotta pay the dues.
We got like we can, you know, Japan and New Zealand and all those currencies opening, and I'm working on the fight maybe in UK. So it's like a lot of stuff happening right now. Yeah.
Now that you said that, Brian Ford, who we still have to have on this podcast, but we were talking to him on this podcast, was having a bare knuckle fight in the UK.
I don't know if you had it. You wrote to me because he was supposed to have a Lethway fight actually as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was supposed to have a Lethway fight in Burma.
Yeah.
Okay.
November, but he fell through. Right. But he's a good box trainer. He's supposed to come train with us.
Yes.
To train more like the
Burmese
style. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. He's been a Tiger.
Yeah.
You knew him when he was here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, a good guy, and that's. I think it's in the future. It's gonna happen. They're still talking, but he's supposed to make his Lethway debut eventually.
That's another freaking fighter, eh?
Yeah.
Like that's another like. There's guys who fight, and then there's fighters, right? That's what we were talking about. And you're a fighter, like you could just tell, like doing prison fight, doing this. You probably, if there was something, if this wasn't like blowing up, and there was another style of sambo / whatever, you probably do that too.
If it pays good, yes.
If it pays good, which is cool. Like, you know, let's just prize fighters, like people who just like, man, I just like to fight. I just like that. That's amazing. But the fact that you're a fighter, but you have the business sense, which is really, really
Thank
good.
you. Because I feel like I don't want to, like, I think it's very short. Even if you want to do it like for 10 years or like 15 years like Pat Cote did, I mean, it's doable. I personally don't want.
No.
I made a promise, like I don't want to be fighting when I have a family.
Totally.
And it's really, I want it soon. I personally, like, I'm going to tell you right now, like I want to retire soon.
Right.
As soon as possible. That's so I'm trying to make the biggest impact as I can in the sport in the shortest amount of time right now.
100%.
So I'm pretty happy with where it's going right now. But I think I can bring even more to the table on the sideline and with the gym and promotion.
I was about to say, would you? Are you thinking like you guys said you're moving to Myanmar, right? Yeah. Are you looking at gym people coming, Lethway training, maybe other stuff too, but mostly Lethway, and then maybe helping with the promotions, maybe opening up your own promotion, maybe bringing it to Thailand. Is this what's going on up here?
That's what's happening. So you said it. The scoop is out. Yeah, you said it.
I love it.
I never really said it, but yeah, I went to Myanmar with Irina last month.
Yeah.
We went to looked at land.
Okay.
So it's like a jungle right now. It's pretty cool. But in a short amount of time, we should have a gym up and running.
Absolutely.
And the first ever Lethway, international Lethway and MMA gym.
That's incredible. So MMA too. I love that you did that. That's amazing.
So that's the real place. The real. I know there is other people that want to train the real intense way.
Absolutely.
But again, it's not like everybody's gonna get headbutt while training. Of course,
Right.
it's like it's friendly for everyone.
Right.
But you can train the
Lethway
Dave way.
style. The Dave way. Yeah. You're. It seems like you're creating your own style of training and fighting and just something like some type of a system.
Because it's never been done. Like
Right.
it's basically there's nothing on the internet about how to train Lethway. There's nothing how to so basically, you have to make your own way, and I think it works well with what I've been doing back in the days. With Kung Fu, it's Jeet Kune Do style. The 5 ways of attack, being aggressive, being unpredictable, program your attacks, and you go for the leg 10 times, and then you go for the head kicks and stuff like that. So stop hits. I try to incorporate that as much as possible. But yeah, it's like there's nothing. So we're basically paving the way for the new generation, and it's a lot of responsibility. But it's pretty cool, the journey.
It's an incredible journey, man. That's I'm loving that. I think that's I have a big smile on my face because because I knew Boyd Clark, who owns Phuket Top Team. I knew him when he just had the fight store.
Mm-hmm.
Like for 2 years, I knew him when he had the fight store. But the second year I came, he's like, "Oh yeah, just to let you know, we're gonna have a gym. Like
nice.
My vision is to open up this gym. It's gonna be," and there was only jungle over there. And he's like, "It's gonna be a jungle. There's no jungle. I'm gonna open up this gym. It's gonna be here. We're gonna bring UFC fighters." And I honestly, because we're gonna have Boyd on this podcast.
They did it well.
I was looking at him going, "Whatever, buddy. Like you own a little freaking shop selling gear."
What was it? Was it near the Phuket Top Team? Or
No, it is Phuket Top.
No, I know, but was it?
Oh
the same
no,
place?
it's Mama's.
Okay.
You know where Mama's is?
Yeah.
Right. If you go down Mama's, right across the street there,
Okay.
there's houses there now, but it used to be the fight store, and that
Okay.
was where because there was only Tiger Muay Thai on the street,
Mm.
and I think Dragon was on, but it was
Okay.
only 2,
Okay.
and everything else was a jungle.
Okay.
And him and his wife, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna open up a gym. We're gonna have UFC fighters."
Vision,
here."
I like that.
They were just and again, the first year I came, we just went through one year and the next year. The second year I came, he was just like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna happen probably in like 7 or 8 months. We're gonna have it up and running." And it was like, "Come on, buddy, like,
Good job.
who are you?" And then as soon as I got home, I started looking at Facebook, and this is where it's gonna be, and then you can see it building, and literally 8 months later.
So you say it was jungle? There was nothing?
There was jungle.
No
Not
way.
a thing was there.
Wow.
Nothing. And then it was just he just kept building and building, and then Phuket Top Team happened. Like, what the hell? And then we came back the next year. Training Phuket, UFC fighters are going to
Good job.
exactly. And he goes, "I'm only going to open it up to 80 people, and that's what it's going to be." So the fact that and of course he had this vision before, right? It was just sharing it with people, but then he just did it, man. And that's what it is with you. It's just like you got the vision, you can see where it's going to happen, what's going to happen. You've already gone through the road of having a vision and doing Lethway. I think that's amazing.
And then that's a great story, and that's vision. That's really respectable.
Absolutely.
And on the other side of the medal, though, it's like not only like we're building the sport as we go, but also building the country. Because the thing is, that's we're playing with different stuff against. But I mean, it's a great. I mean, the outcome of this is great.
On all levels.
Yeah.
On all levels, for the sport, for the country, because more people are going to come now and come to this place, and then you open up other places, and then you open up a street that's like Lethway Street.
Exactly. And for me, it's like close to me because I like I said, I love Lethway. I think it's the ultimate striking form, and people I really want to test themselves. I think Lethway is the way. Oh. And we train like with Nikki Holston. We train the headbutts. Everybody, it's raw. It's like everybody's is hard.
And they love it, eh?
Yeah.
That's right. I saw that video too with Nikki doing that. So your last fight was with Cyrus Washington. You probably knew Cyrus before because he was training on this street in Phuket.
I never met him.
Never met him before?
Met him before. I just knew of him because, again, I was watching Lethway. Yeah.
So you only knew Cyrus Washington only through Lethway? You didn't know that he trained at Tiger Muay Thai for years?
I heard afterwards because I think while I came, that's when we kind of missed each other. I came at training at Tiger, and he was not training anymore. He was at Top Team.
Yeah, exactly. So you just missed each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that fight. Let's talk about what happened there. What's cool. That was your last fight.
In August. Yeah.
And that was like a super fight.
Yeah, that was a big clash. It was very, very. It was looking forward. Everybody was looking forward to that. The whole country. Yeah. So basically, like I said, great fighter. A lot of fought one of the best, some of the best in the world, and Glory in China. Yeah. Very, very, and I respect him a lot. And coming into that fight, I trained hard because I knew that he was a tough guy, and that he was very skilled, and he's a bit unorthodox like me as well, because he was Taekwondo and everything. So I respected his skill a lot, but I knew what I had, and I knew that I was different. And like I said, and I keep saying it, I told everybody, he never fought somebody like me, and I meant it. And so basically, if he won, so people that don't know, I won the championship from Tun Tun Min in December last year, and Cyrus was the only one that beat him up with one kick.
The spinning kick, right?
Yeah, that was his only. Me and Cyrus was the only loss that he had over 110 fights, 86 KOs. So that was the main thing. So me and Cyrus were the only one that got him. Fortunately, Cyrus never that was not fighting for a title, and I won the first foreigner to ever won the title of Myanmar.
Amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's like so. I was fighting, Japan, and it was going well, but everybody, all the fans in the back of their minds was like, he was the original OG. He was the first guy to ever come and win, and so I was like, okay. So they said, one day you have to fight together. I'm like, I'm looking for it. And ever since I fought with the guys, I said, I'm going to fight Cyrus. Right. And the guys at Tiger was like, yeah, we know him. He used to train with us. And I was like, I don't care. Like, we're going to fight one day. And in August, a couple months ago, it happened. Right. And so it was televised. So excuse me, I'm French, guys.
No worries. Don't even worry.
But I'm not as bad as Josh. I hope. So
I'm not Michael Bisping, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to cut you.
But yeah, so it was very, it was really cool. And so I talk about the fight.
Yeah, please do.
We saw each other before the wins, and like I said, I was studying him. I studied his style. I knew it was a threat. I think I trained the hardest for this fight because all the other guys, they were Burmese or they were Australian and everything. And Thai, I fought a guy from champion of Max Muay Thai, Susakurn, Nimulkurn Susakurn, great, the Korean champion of Max Muay Thai. But again, I was looking for like the big challenge, and I think he was the one that was going to bring it up, bring the challenge to me. So start the fight. We can go there, and I had a game plan. I don't want to talk too much because we might fight again. Okay. But I mean, he knows what it was pretty much. I choose the pace of the fight. I decide when I go in. I decide when he goes in, and when we go in the clinch, and when I headbutt him. So basically, the whole fight was on my side. I don't think he touched me with one punch. And which is for me is pretty proud. I'm 25. He's 34th or something, and he has way more experience than me. Over 100 fights. I have 20 fights. Yeah. So I'm pretty proud of that. I respect him, but I'm a better fighter than him. And he was not able to go inside. And when I was inside, he was getting hammered with elbows, headbutts, punches, knees. Especially, I opened up a big gash in his forehead, and it was blood everywhere. But use his timeouts.
He did.
Yeah, he did use it. It was.
How many timeouts? Just one time. So he used it.
You use it because it was like the third time the referee stopped the fight because it was one of the biggest cuts I've seen on the forehead. Right. The reason I didn't stop is because it was such like the biggest fight of Myanmar Lethway history, which it was. It was like the first time 2 foreigners fight for a title in Myanmar soil. Wow. So that was like history in the making. So I don't think the doctor wanted to have the problem of like calling off the fight,
and people go crazy. Was there a lot of people there? Thousands.
Yeah. It was the same stadium that when FC did their show when they went in the Yangon.
Right.
A couple thousand seats, but it was mostly like live on Skynet.
Right. Okay.
Very big show. So but I mean, it was blood everywhere. Like it's just pouring, and I remember like they put so much Vaseline on his face. It was not. He put the whole pot. I'm like, come on, guys. I didn't even want to say one thing. I jabbed this, and the Vaseline came out. But fuck. Like, it was not even funny. It's like it's more.
Shiny,
there was more
right?
Vaseline on his face than a young kid masturbating. You know, like. Anyway, so I was, like I said, after the interview, I was ready for a photo shoot after the fight. I was.
You look good. You look great.
And he wasn't, but. And after the fight, and if he's watching this, like, you know, you told me, stop talking shit about me in the middle of the ring. You know, stop talking shit about me. And I like, or what?
He was saying that to you as you were fighting?
No, after the fight, he said, stop talking shit about me.
Yeah.
That's something you say after you dominate a guy.
Right.
But I don't know. I said, or what?
Or what? And that was
what are you gonna do if I keep talking shit about you, which I am? What are you gonna do? You can. So I said, you know, it's business, and you have to, to talk the fight, and that's what happened, and that's the reason why he first of all, you got the fight. That's why I basically
paved the way.
I gave him his paycheck, because otherwise, if I didn't want him to fight, I would have said no, and I called the shots, and he had his chance. He didn't.
So did he lose, or is it a draw?
It was a draw, but again, it was an up draw. Obviously, he didn't touch me. But yeah, exactly. So, but then like he said, I want a rematch. Good for you, but they didn't. They for now they don't want it, because they said, guys, there's no show. There's no show, and it's crazy for me to say that like that with because I didn't expect that fight to go that's so on my side, because I really think he has a great career. But fuck yeah, actually they said for the first time, because usually when there's a draw, there's a rematch usually. Right. But they said to me, we're gonna get you other fighters, because the fans don't want to see another domination like this. It's like not even exciting.
I watched highlights of that fight, and because I didn't know how the scoring was, I couldn't understand how you lost that fight.
I mean, it was not a loss; it was a draw.
I know. Sorry. I couldn't understand how you didn't win that fight. Like, I was like, how did he not win? And Andrew's like, no, you got to knock him out. Mm-hmm. Like, you literally have to knock the person out, and then they even have 2 minutes, and then you got to knock him out again. Yeah. So,
but I'd willingly fight him again, no problem. I think the reason why it went. All this thing, because first of all, I have to say, like, I respected his attacks, I respected his kicks, and I mean, you have people that that fight, that listen to us right now, they have to understand that you can go crazy to go for a finish, but that's exactly what Tuntun Mid did last time and got them knocked the fuck out.
He got fucking
his big spinning elbow.
Yes.
So being a bit more cautious and being new generation, not crazy, you have to be aware of that, like. Yeah. I'm protecting the throne here, and I can't just make a simple mistake.
Right. So especially with Cyrus, because Cyrus has got serious spinning kicks, things that come out of nowhere. All of a sudden, it's like you're on the ground, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it might happen again. Yeah. We'll see. And I'm ready. I'm always there.
You're always ready. Yeah. That's amazing. So
that was the fight.
What was I gonna say about this? So the fans, the fans are kind of dictating what they want to see now, right? Like, who's up next for? Like, who do you think is going to be up next for?
That's the big question right now. That's what I spoke with the Fight Nation today. It's like they want to make, like, who's next?
Yeah, who's next? Do we bring a UFC fighter out? Do we?
That's what I wish. And I spoke about, like, one of again, I talk about him all the time, because he put himself there. He said, what's the name again? Rory McDonald. He said that he wanted headbutts in MMA, and I think that's cool for people to say that. But when it's time to put their money where their mouth is, they don't deliver. Right. I mean, I respect the guy. I think he's a tough guy. Yeah. But fuck. Like I say, and I'll say it again: get clearance from your Bellator contract, and let's fight. And Myanmar fighter, they have all the money to pay your $100,000, $200,000 purse. They pay me. We can make it happen. No problem.
Rory McDonald, if you're listening to this,
it's just funny. The only reason, like, I don't want to give promotion to those people, but it's just because they put themselves saying, I like old school MMA. I would like headbutts back. I mean, okay, let's do this. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. I train it every fucking day, not you. Right. You train, you're clinching, you're grappling, cool. But, like, this is different. This is like Litway. It's Burmese bare-knuckle boxing. You stand in the ring. I mean, there's no double legs there. It's like, just let's see who's the toughest guy. Bare-knuckle boxing. Anyway, so that's the thing. Next, there's a guy in Japan that's he's from Congo.
African.
Yeah, he speaks, He's like pretty much a Japanese MMA star right now. He's
Right.
like I don't know what's his record, but he's a winning record. And I mean, that's what we're probably going to fight in December.
Okay.
He fought Tun Tun Min in some
so
kind of
he's-
Olympics in some kind of like judo. It was like MMA glove with the kimono, and it was like if you leave from the circle, you're eliminated and stuff like that. It was some kind of rules, I don't know, but he beat him on points, and he's a lightweight fighter, so he's already used to those rules. He won against the only Japanese lightweight fighter they have. He won by KO.
Okay.
So that's for now. That's the biggest
That's the next guy.
contender for now.
Right.
But like I said on the last interview, I said I would like to, because we fought like Burmese guys, Muay Thai champions. Now it's like I would think MMA champion would be the best.
I would like to see. I'd like to see like a UFC or like maybe like a guy who's just retired or someone who's because they've got the UFC name, right? So just having the fact that the person fought in the UFC,
Any Bellator, any kind of big promotion,
to come over and fight. Probably not if they're fighting right now because of the whole fact of the cuts and
true.
But just that, I think that alone would really raise. I mean, it's already being raised, like you said. I mean, the stock of the sports being raised with New Zealand and Japan and Burma, Myanmar, but I mean, having like, okay, this guy fought in the UFC, and I know there's guys out there that may be listening or may not be listening, or like, oh yeah, I can fucking go.
There's one guy that
Dave, fucking, you fucking tough, Dave. Oh yeah, and then they come over and take a beating.
There's actually the first foreigners that came back in the day. I don't know the date. I think 2011 or 2010. Before every one of us was actually three guys from MMA and one from UFC. That I have to find his name, but they all lost by KO.
Okay,
they fought Burmese guys.
Yeah,
I'll give you the names, but so it's there. Yeah, but again. It's crazy the amount of the power and the money the country has right now to promote these shows. Like if you want to go in Tokyo, you have to have big
bucks.
But they love it there. They love it.
Yeah, they love it.
They love
That's
it.
amazing.
They love like I said, Pride back days. So that's what they really. I think they're very introverted, but they go crazy.
They
for
love the savagery. They love the savagery of sports. It's like to take the head kicks on the ground and shit. Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. All right. Anything else? But
there's the fight in December.
Yeah.
And but again, I think to answer your question, who's next? I think we're gonna fight another Burmese guy. Who's but he's not another Burmese guy. He's actually the former golden belt champion. So before Tun Tun Min, he was the one
champion.
So
how old?
He's 34 right now.
Okay. Here's a question. What's the older? What's the age of these fighters? How old are these fighters? Are they young guys? Here in Muay Thai, do you see kids fighting? Do you see kids fighting?
Yeah, big time.
They
start the same age as Muay Thai. They start Bareknuckle.
That's insane.
I know.
That's insane. So on a card, you see the
6-year-olds
and the 8-year-olds and then the 11-year-olds and then
like in August when we fought, there was kids, and then there was 17, 18,
right.
And then the 20s, and then there was also a super fight with 50 years old, 60.
Oh my God!
First of all, that's not old. If you would see the abs of Robert, that's not old.
I'm 48. I think I may have my next fight. I think I'm going to be the Burmese champ. I'm trying to get a belt some way. I don't know how. I don't know if it's going to be Bangla Stadium, if it's going to be Burma.
I can hook you up. No
I
problem.
know you can.
It's way more. You make the news if you fight way more than you fight in Thailand.
Totally. I think I may have to talk my wife into it for sure. That's amazing, man. That's it's been awesome speaking with you. I think. Do you have anything else to say, Andy? What about you? Do you have anything else to promote? Do you have anything that's coming up that you want to promote? Do you want to?
I think we're going to need to be back on it when we have the first brick in Myanmar for the gym.
100%.
And that's the biggest thing happening for us right now.
Yeah.
Right now we're just going for the holidays. One last fight in Myanmar.
Yeah.
And but afterwards, we're moving there. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
you already have a place sorted out, or you just this? You already know where you're moving.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You're happy with this?
She's stressed a bit because, like I said, it's like Thailand 30 years ago.
All right, so that's when I used to come here, probably even less.
Yeah, there's no to give you an example right now. We have to build. There's no 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
and we're going.
There's no 7-Eleven.
But finding it awkward enough, there's a Hilton, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's all like reorganizing itself. You
Totally.
Know?
Well, we had a guy, Chris Lopez, on the show. If you ever go back and listen to the Funk MMA podcast, Chris is a kettlebell guy, and he took his whole family of 5 kids and his wife, and he's from Toronto, and they moved to Costa Rica, and they literally moved to the jungles of Costa Rica near the beach, and they, from scratch, they built their house from scratch, and they live there, and they love it. It's like,
how did they eat? What did they eat?
They ate like, well, there's a little village that they can go to get food, or a little city, whatever. But you know, they built all the water system and all that kind of stuff. What
does he do? Is he an MMA fighter?
No, he does kettlebell training online. Everything's all online.
Oh, so he's making videos and stuff.
Yeah, all online, programs online. So the whole point is he took all 5 of his kids. His kids are young. His kids aren't old. They're like 9, 11, 13, 17, and he's homeschools them, right? So they've been homeschooling since.
That's what we want to do as well.
Yeah, so he's a big homeschool guy, and his kids are brilliant. One girl's going to college in the United States, U.S., but the fact that he took all his whole family and brought them there,
it's a big move.
And you know, it is a massive.
And
move.
everything's good. Everything's successful.
Everything's amazing, man. They love it. Loving life. It's simple life. It's amazing life. It's you know, the kids are learning. The kids are learning a different language. It's incredible.
Great. At the end of the day, like, I think it's about, I think we see life as a game, you know, like we're all going to die. And I think it's to make it exciting and to make it a bit different than the mold.
Absolutely.
Like, you guys know you don't want to have like just normal, and I don't know. I want to be a bit ordinary, or out of the ordinary. You know?
Yeah, but the people who are out of the ordinary are the ones who, you know, rise to the top. You know what I mean? The ones that learn the most, the ones that get through struggle. Because of course, when you try to rise, there's a lot of other things that happen.
You know it.
But you just focus on your goals and you get through. And the fact that you have a beautiful wife and the two of you seem like your bond's really close. And you know, like,
she's the only one I'm scared of in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's the only one I'm scared of any fighters with.
I know how you feel.
You know it.
Oh, 100%. I know how I feel. I've taken a teep many times in the kitchen.
Oh, that's cute. The teep. I got a cut. You know.
But no, it's just the fact that you know, as long as the both of you guys, I'm not giving
I like it.
marriage counseling, but the both of you guys work together and stay together and respect each other, and the fact that she respects your sport, but that you respect her, giving her like a month after training where you can be together. But you are the only 2 people you have. I mean, obviously other than family, but you're the strongest 2 that you have together. So everything you do, you just have to just be strong. You know that he's not doing anything to bring you down, and you know that she's not doing anything to bring you down. You're both trying to bring each other up. So as you go up, there'll be things that are happening. You just, okay, how are we going to get through this? Don't worry, we're going to get through this. And you just do it together, and you just continue to be stronger and stronger.
Great advice.
That's literally how my wife and I just continue to get stronger every year.
How long have you been married now?
We're going on our 6th year.
Wow.
But and we've been together for 8. But most people they're like, oh, wait till 5, wait till whatever, right? But for us, every year it's just stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. It's just because we're just like, okay, it's just me and you, let's do this, right? Of course, we have our parents and everyone around each other, but it's the only 2 that we have that's the strongest bond is your wife, your husband. That's the strongest bond. Nothing, even when you have kids, people are like, oh, my kids are, even when you have kids, because
I agree
your
with you.
kids are going to look at you 2, and they're going to look up to you, and they're going to say, oh, look at
wisdom here. Listen to this, guys.
Look at my parents. My parents are freaking strong as hell, and they're getting through things, and they're raising me. So you 2 have to be 100% so you can raise your kids, and they can.
And that doesn't mean like you don't have to love your kids. And
100%.
But people, I think that because we spoke about that recently, that you know, people say, oh, when I now have a kid, like one guy has a joke, Ryan Reynolds, you know, he said, I love my wife, but when I had my kid, I said, oh my God, I love my wife so much, and I'm going to use her as a human shield to protect my children. Right. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny in a way because
it isn't.
Your partner is the most important.
1,000,000%.
Right?
Like I can't even say this enough. It is your partner. The union of your husband and wife is number 1.
Sets the pace for everything else.
Everything else, as long as you 2 are number 1, and obviously, yes, your kids are going to come, but it's just this has to be number 1. Then when the kids see that, they're just like, oh my God, man, my parents are so amazing. Like, look at these 2. And then they start to feed off of your relationship and feed off of how you treat each other. And they only know that. They only see my parents getting along.
Or fight. People that are raised up like that, they only see that. So if they have a bad relationship.
Exactly. So the stronger you 2 are and the more you can go through together and get through when your kids, you know, and bring your kids along and have them throughout the the whole.
You're very wise. I'm very
Man,
I love it.
I've been in this game for many years, and I've learned seriously that Angela is like, she's number one in everything we do. I used to go out and party and do all that kind of stuff, but I don't need to do that anymore. I got my wife, and we'd go out together, and we'll be like, okay, let's go out.
It's more fun.
And then we'll, like, it'll be 9 o'clock. We're like, are you ready to go? Yeah. Let's go. It's so, like, this is not happening.
And I don't know. What do you think about because we're strength and conditioning where we talk about also a relationship, but what do you think about couples that like spend a lot of time on their own, like a lot of things, like they go on trips alone or they party alone,
like together?
No, alone.
Oh, no, that's
it's doomed to failure.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. There's just no.
But they want time with their family. They want time with their friends.
You do it together,
right?
Like if Angela wants time with her mom and her family, guess what? We're both going to her mom and family, because if Angela wants to, okay, today, mom and I are gonna go get our nails done. Totally understand. But if it's like, okay, we're gonna go see your mom now, let's go, and we go and we enjoy, and we're there. Okay, we're gonna go see the Crofter and Giro. Those are my parents.
Okay,
we go to the Crofter and Giro's house. We have a, you know what I mean. So, we're going away. Like this trip, I came to Thailand first. And I'm telling you, the first week sucked. And I told her, man, I can't do these trips without you, man. You gotta. And even when I go to the UFC,
that's beautiful.
Whenever I go to the UFC, because I usually have to do it by myself.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Even though I'm there for work, it's still you have that
presence. Yeah.
You have that bond with your wife. You're just like freaking frack. You're like you're the two peas in a pod. You know, what I mean? Two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
And as long as you continue to do that, there's going to be times that are difficult, but that's when you work through that. Yeah. Because, you know that you're not going to try to bring him down, and you're never going to try to bring her down. So the fact that that's never going to happen, then okay, this person's only saying this for my best interest. They're not saying it because they're being selfish. They're saying, look, man, like, if you want this to work, maybe we need to spend a little bit more time, or whatever it is.
It's amazing. It's really
So just stay like that, because especially when you're moving to a different country, different place, there's a little bit of stress that's gonna happen within the relationship. But if you're two, like, okay, this is what we're doing, this is their plan, have a plan. Okay, let's just one person probably has more. Is more organized than the other.
Oh, that's not me. That's definitely her.
That's what I mean. So if you're more organized, but you know that you're more organized than him, so you may have to pick up. He may forget things, and you have to pick up. Okay, well,
she's good. She's so supportive.
So you know that your role in this relationship will have to be like my wife's role. Sometimes she knows I don't do things because I got other things on my mind. Okay, I gotta make sure that this guy's got this. Hey, do you have your water? Do you have your gloves? Do you have your towel? Like. Yes, I have them. But I know she's just telling me because sometimes I forget. Little things like that. But you just know that each one of you brings something to the table, and then you just move, man. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
And so I think we're gonna keep you posted for the trip, because it's gonna be one of the biggest challenge of our life to move a different country. Yeah. And so it's gonna
you guys are gonna be amazing, man. I can just see. I can feel I'm getting goosebumps.
My man, no way. Yeah, he actually has goosebumps.
I can feel the energy that you guys are gonna have. You guys are gonna do amazing.
I can't wait for the first funk fucking in Myanmar.
100% it's happening. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll fly you.
We'll see. Well, honey, please let me
she's
fight.
Afraid? She's afraid?
She will never let me fight. She won't even let me fight. I'm 40 years old. She
wouldn't. No. Fly. Video.
Fly.
Okay, now I'm talking okay. Yeah, the fight, that's maybe, but I'm talking about you.
100%. Yes. 1,000,000% will be there. 1,000,000%.
It's going to be so nice.
Yes, 1,000,000% will be there. Nice. Like 100%. We're there.
You know, the thing about Myanmar is they have like those air balloon over the water and over the whole jungle. Yeah. So it's like it's pretty.
You can take a ride over.
Yeah. And you can maybe do shadow boxing. I don't know. Or some kind of we can
pull ups on the balloon.
We can jump from one to the other maybe. I don't know. Little style.
Love it.
All right, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, man. You're amazing. Thank you, guys. Hit up. Give us how they can Facebook, Instagram, everything.
Everything is King Leduc, and so it's hit me up.
Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is Dave the Nomad Leduc. You can.
And what's the how can people watch Lithway? Like on YouTube, like how can they start? Like right now, people are like, okay, I want to watch this. How do you spell it?
Yeah, Lithway. So Lethway. WEI.
Okay.
So Letway.
Yeah.
And right now, like I said, it's very niche. So there's a few videos on the internet, but there's a new website that's starting right now soon. It's like Letway World. And it's
Letway
gonna,
World? Okay.
Letway World. It's gonna so it's gonna looking cool. They reached out to me. So it's gonna be pretty
the
intense.
place.
Like
Okay.
videos.
Yeah,
videos.
everything.
And but there's a lot of stuff on the internet right now, like YouTube, and like my Facebook page is full of cool stuff.
Okay, cool. So
yeah.
get David on Facebook, King Leduc on Facebook, King Leduc on Instagram, Letway It Up on YouTube.
Train your neck, guys. Train your
neck.
freaking
Hang
neck.
yourself. No, don't hang yourself. Don't hang yourself.
You can do it, but do it supervised.
Don't. I'm not.
No,
telling
you're not
you to hang
endorsing
yourself. I'm just gonna say train your neck.
Okay.
Okay. I've got Dave's got. I'm sure neck training videos. I actually did a neck training video with what's his name? Johnny Betts.
Okay.
Showed me some cool neck training stuff. So,
Cool.
but yeah, man, that's great.
And stay tuned for our video. We're gonna do one before we leave.
Yes,
and,
Dave and I are going to do a video. So if you're listening to this now, you're probably just go to YouTube and see King Leduc and Funk. But more importantly, follow King Leduc, man. If you want to fight, hit him up. Watch these two beautiful people and their journey to bringing Letway to exploding Letway in Myanmar and continuing your championship reign is going to be amazing.
Oh, man,
All
thanks,
right, brother.
thanks for having me.
No
Thanks,
problem.
guys.
Take
It's a
care.
pleasure.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, hosted by Funk Roberts, certified MMA conditioning coach, master of metabolic training, and fitness expert, bringing you insights on conditioning for all levels of fighters worldwide. Be sure to join us for another podcast.